Hey, how's your day? It's Jayway, and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about Lizzo and her brand.
I woke up in this, in my skin. I'm crying, 'cause I love you. Up and change your life. You can have it all, no sacrifice.
To the tempo, fuck it up to the tempo.
Ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Got all my juice, baby. Looking real glad it all hang out tonight. And I'm in it. I don't play tag, bitch, I've been it.
Lizzo being a plus-sized woman has been a hot topic with constant fat-shaming on social media and controversial debates on her health and weight. Her personal struggles with her body and the negative experiences faced by plus-sized individuals, like having body dysmorphia or being fat-shamed, influenced her to dedicate her platform to advocating for body positivity and supporting plus-sized women. This has been the case since releasing My Skin, a personal song that promotes self-love and self-empowerment in 2015, which was inspired from an interview that asked her what's her favorite part of her body, which she answered her skin.
I realized, I was like, oh my God, my skin, I love my skin. And I got so emotional and I started crying in this interview because I was like, I've never realized that before. I never could put into words anything about my body that I loved, and I didn't realize how much I love my skin, but also my skin is the thing that's most weaponized and used against me, and the thing that marginalized. Song about it called My Skin, and from then on, I was like, that felt the most right to me. And just talking about that, and that connected to the most people, and I was like, I'm not going back. Like, I don't have anything else to talk about.
It's great that she's dedicated her career to influencing body positivity. However, it seems like her brand has been overwhelming for her. She became the spokesperson for body positivity since she gained notice with Truth Hurts, which has opened doors for her and elevated her career. On the other hand, the pressure of being the face of body positivity is tiring. Lizzo posted an emotional video recently on Instagram of a reaction to the election results.
There are a few times in this country where I'm hopeful. I feel like every time I'm hopeful, it gets taken away from me. I think Trump is out of office. Officially. I'm seeing the news everywhere. I think this is the end of that 4-year term that felt like 1,000 years. You can't really blame one president for things, but you can blame them for how they handle it. And it was so mishandled. And I felt so unseen and so neglected. Whether you're blue or red, that man didn't care about you.
I bring this video up because I don't think her feelings had anything to do with the election results. It's about the criticism and harassment from social media that she's been getting, along with her personal struggles of her body. The pandemic has mentally impacted many people by affecting our livelihood, jobs, careers, relationships, etc. Lizzo openly discussed her personal issues and how she's been dealing with them.
What are you insecure about?
I was insecure about me. I was like, wow, this is it. This is what I was given in this world. I was insecure about my body. I was insecure about my hair, my smile. I was insecure about my personality because I was so different. I was so nerdy, kind of dorky. I was insecure about the way that I talked. I was insecure about my voice, everything.
But with the pandemic, these issues have intensified and became overwhelming for her from the past year. Although social media has been very toxic towards Lizzo, she plays a part in receiving that criticism. Every time you hear about Lizzo, it's always related to body positivity and her weight, yet not about her music. Social media will always talk negatively about Lizzo's weight, which is very messed up, but it doesn't help that she consistently brings up her weight, being plus-sized, or body positivity every moment she gets. For instance, when she received backlash for wearing thongs at the basketball game, Lizzo made it seem like people were fat-shaming her and hating on her for being plus-sized, when she was being called out for her outfit being too inappropriate. She made a response video to the situation pretending that she was above it, and she tried to excuse herself, but later cries about it.
If you really, really don't like
My ass, you can kiss it. Because kissing it makes it go away, I promise. I just want y'all to know, like, it doesn't matter what goes on the internet. Like, nothing really breaks my joy. I'm a really solid, grounded person, and I know that I'm shocking because you've never seen in a long time a body like mine doing whatever it wants to do and dressing the way that it dresses and moving the way that it moves. You know, bitch, you really think, because somebody on Twitter think that I'm not cute, I'm going to stop existing? I remember when I wanted to just go, I didn't want to exist, I didn't want to be here anymore. And I remember being like, man, it was after my father passed. I was like, if I could just, I just want to be with my dad. Like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to make it. I think about those times now and I'm like, God is so real, y'all. And life can get so much better. I'm so grateful.
About you. So I want to know, I was having a conversation with my friend Wendy this morning who said, listen, she's an entertainer, she's always on. That's just her personality, she's a performer. Other people say, okay, Lizzo, we get it, you're proud of your body positivity, but you're at the Lakers game enough with your butt hanging out.
Okay.
What is your response to that? Because you've heard some of the flack that you've been getting about it.
Not really.
Okay, well, let me tell you.
I stay in my own positive,
Yeah.
you know.
So you don't even take it all in?
Well, it's their opinion. So,
Okay.
I mean, it's not for me to really ingest. It's for them to express and for me to choose to listen to or not.
Or not.
You know.
Was that a
me,
spontaneous moment for
Yeah,
you?
it absolutely was. I think no one would have ever saw what I was wearing, like the back of it, if I didn't get up and dance. And the Lakers girls came up to me and said, we're so excited that you're here. We want to perform one of your songs for you. And I remember I was sitting there and I was with my manager and my friend and they were like, you should get up and dance, like they're doing this for you. And I was like, all right. So I got up and I just did what I always do. Yeah. Anyone who knows me knows that this is how I've always been. This is how I've always liked to dress. And it took me a long time.
But did you forget your butt was out? When you got up and said, I'm just curious.
I had on layers down there, so my it wasn't just, you know, flesh to seat.
Oh, okay.
You know, a lot of contrary to popular belief. But yeah, it was out.
Yeah.
It be out.
Okay.
You've talked about.
You know how long it took me to fall in love with this body and my butt was my least favorite thing about myself, and I learned to love it. And now it's the thing everybody can't stop talking about.
So when people say you should be a role model,
Instead of letting it pass, she tried to excuse herself with body positivity, but her outfit was inappropriate for that environment, and she honestly wore that outfit to garner traction from social media for the second music video for Good as Hell. It's great that she embraces body positivity and a space for a plus-sized woman to share their experiences, but it should be shared when appropriate, because every moment being body positivity becomes exhausting. This is affecting her music because her being plus-sized has now overshadowed her music, which is why she's been absent from music since releasing 'Cause I Love You in 2019. In her Rolling Stone magazine interview last September, she shared her frustration with being the face of body positivity. It states that Lizzo seems a touch exhausted talking about her body, which is fair. She wants to be celebrated for her music and not seen as brave for doing so. I'm so much more than that because I actually present that. I have a whole career, she says. It's not a trend. She further explains her dislike of the body positivity movement being too mainstream in her Vogue magazine interview. She said, "It's commercialized. Now you look at the hashtag body positivity and you see smaller framed girls, curvier girls, a lot of white girls. And I feel no ways about that because inclusivity is what my message is always about. I'm glad that this conversation is being included in the mainstream narrative. What I don't like is how the people that this term was created for are not benefiting from it. Girls with back fat, girls with bellies that hang, girls with thighs that aren't separated, that overlap, girls with stretch marks. I think it's lazy for me to just say I'm body positive at this point, Lizzo says. It's easy. I would like to be body normative. I would want to normalize my body and not just be like, oh, look at this cool movement. Being fat is body positive. No, being fat is normal. Reading these magazine interviews were very interesting. Lizzo always presents herself as being courageous and brave for being a plus-sized woman, like in that CBS morning clip, for instance. Her being plus-sized is much more celebrated than her music. I never see people solely celebrate Lizzo for having great music or for having a great album. She's celebrated for being an icon for plus-sized women, but not an icon for her artistry, visuals, or music, anything actually related to her career as a musician. It's disturbing that her being plus-sized has been the main and only thing keeping her relevant in the music scene. I understand that she's very passionate about body positivity and inclusivity. I appreciate that she's spreading a positive message and that she's being motivational. I just need Lizzo to just own it and be about it. If being fat is normal, then just own it. If you love your curves, stretch marks, whichever part, then just own it. Why does she always have to bring up body positivity in every moment that she gets? I feel like there's times where it's appropriate and when it's not. I just feel like when it comes to Lizzo making a name for herself, it's always been plus size, plus size, plus size constantly. And it's like, not every moment has to be that. Like, why can't it just focus on your music? Like what we're listening to. Also, her brand has somewhat backfired on her recently. She got into this controversy when she showed her juice cleanse routine on TikTok, which many perceived her influencing unhealthy eating habits and food disorders. She specifically stated that this diet was approved by her doctor and suggested if others were interested to be advised by their doctor. Many people on Instagram promote flat tummy teas and other diet teas constantly, yet I don't see them getting any backlash. That controversy was ridiculous. I feel like when people see her diet/exercise, they think she doesn't like being big or she doesn't like her body, which may have sparked the controversy because Lizzo mentioned in a TikTok that she disliked her body.
I came home and I took my clothes off to take a shower, and I just started having all of these really negative thoughts about myself, like, what's wrong with me? Maybe everything, all the mean things people say about me are true. And, why am I so disgusting? And hating my body. And normally I would have some positive thing to say to get me out of this, but I don't. And that's okay too. I think these are normal. They happen to everybody. They happen to the best of us. We are the best of us. And I just have to know that tomorrow, how I feel in here is going to change. And I can only hope that it changes for the better. But I know I'm beautiful. I just don't feel it. But I know I'm going to get through it.
Many of her fans are struggling with their weight and may have been offended with her diet because it seems that it was intended for her to have a smaller frame, not to be healthier. However, I think that Lizzo is just showing her lifestyle and possibly motivating others to be active, especially with us being stuck under quarantine. I think a lot of people were projecting their insecurities onto Lizzo when she showed her juice cleanse routine. What's the difference between Lizzo showing her workout/diet routine versus a gym trainer showing their workout routine? Interestingly, there is a parallel between Lizzo and Missy Elliott. Before Lizzo, Missy Elliott was the last black female plus-sized artist who was a force in the music industry in the late 90s and early 2000s. Missy faced many challenges navigating the industry, such as being turned down and shunned from labels and opportunities. She responded back to industry politics by making great music and visuals, writing hit songs, and developing artists. Missy did gain attention for being plus-sized and has been open about her experience being plus-sized personally and industry-wise, and has supported body positivity. But they never overshadowed her music, unlike Lizzo. She referenced the rumors about her on Gossip Folks and in some interviews and kept it pushing. When people talk about Missy Elliott, they praise her for her artistry, visuals, and being a great songwriter, along with mentioning how Missy Elliott dominated as a plus-sized woman, which was very uncommon and unique. But peep the order of that sentence though. Her music is always celebrated way before her being plus sized. And to be honest, growing up, many people didn't talk about Missy's weight because her music was just that good that it wasn't the focal point in the conversation. As previously stated, it is amazing that Lizzo is passionate about body positivity, encouraging self-love, and embracing plus-sized women. I'm not against her making body positivity her brand, but the problem is that it has taken on a life of its own and is more relevant than her music. Lizzo is more than being plus-sized and body positivity. I don't want Lizzo to be pigeonholed into making music about body positivity or being plus-sized. I hope she goes beyond body positivity on her next album since she's been on a break over the past year. Lizzo has a very diverse sound exploring pop, R&B, hip-hop, etc., but her content mainly focused on her experiences of being plus-sized along with love, heartbreak, self-empowerment, which are all featured on her latest album, 'Cause I Love You. I wonder how further she will go with her next album, and I wonder if she can branch off from just talking about body positivity and being plus size, which is great that she's incorporated that into her music because a lot of people do go through those things. There are plus size people who exist in the world, and that's amazing that she does that, but I just hope she does much more than that. What can Lizzo do next? Because how she's been marketed to us and how she's been represented and shown to us is that she's the next plus sized star and this and that. And I think that's great, but I feel like that's the only thing that's been plastered onto Lizzo, and she has a lot more to offer. So why not represent those other sides more than just her being plus sized? You know what I mean? I just feel like Lizzo can express much more as an artist besides those qualities that we've seen in 2019, which is why she's been on that break in 2020, because she has to figure out what's next and what she's going to possibly be presenting on her fourth album. That's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on Lizzo's brand. Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's hindering her? And I also wanted to ask a question that relates back to that controversy with the juice cleanse. When Lizzo's working out and dieting, yet she, says she loves being plus sized and big, does that seem contrary to body positivity? Is it contrary that Lizzo says that she loves being big, but then she works out? That's something that I wanted to ask because I wanted to understand why it was controversial for her to show that juice cleanse, even though it really wasn't, because several people be showing juice cleanse, flat tummy teas promo all over Instagrams. I don't see y'all dragging them. I have yet to see a controversy. I think y'all just, going at Lizzo with the juice cleanse because she's big girl, but that's something that I wanted to know. Overall, let me know your thoughts on this video, my channel, in the comment section, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe. So also make sure to follow my social media. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Likey. Likey is similar to TikTok where you can post short form videos and live stream. So make sure to follow me there to see my videos and to see me live stream. So make sure to check me out on all my social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Likey. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.